Hello, how are you, my dear students? Welcome to the beautiful channel Padhai Ka Kavach and the online education classes organized by the Noblehood School. Myself, Tosif Modvilwala, and I'm taking your 8th standard science. So, as you know, students, we were discussing about unit number 9, reproduction in the animals, and the various topics that we have studied are development of embryo, which is a part of fertilization, and then after the female reproductive organs as well as the male reproductive organs and the modes of reproduction. So today we are going to discuss about the two types of animals, viviparous animals and oviparous animals. We have learned that some animals give birth to young ones while some animals lay eggs which later develop into young ones. Means student, the first type of animals, which is viviparous animals, they are giving the young ones, means they directly give birth to the young animals, while the other type of animals are called as the oviporous animals, means it will give birth, it will not giving birth to the young ones, but it laying the eggs. For example, hens. So this is the definition of the viviparous and the oviparous animals. The animals which give birth to young ones are called viviparous animals, and those animals which lay eggs are called oviparous animals. The eggs of few animals are easy to observe because their mothers lay them outside their bodies. These are examples of oviparous animals. So same example I will give you the hen. The type of egg that you are easily able to watch, but you would not able to collect the eggs of a dog, cow or a cat. This is because they do not lay the eggs. So the mother gives birth to the young ones. These are the examples of the viviparous animals. This is the very important topic for yourself because it is describing about the examples of these two kind of animals. So you can give more examples as per your conveniency. Now let us know about the young ones to the adults. The new individuals which are born or hatched from the eggs continue to grow till they become adults. In some animals, the young ones may look very different from the adults. Recall the life cycle of a silkworm: egg, larva, pupa and adult. Okay? So students, every new individual यानी कि नया जन्म लेने वाला प्राणी जो है which are born or hatched from the eggs continue to grow till they become adults, यानी कि वो पुख्त हो जाए तब तक वो ग्रोथ विकास करता रहता है. Observe the different stages of the frog starting from the egg to the adult stage. We find that there are the distinct stages, that is egg, tadpole means larva and adult. Don't the tadpoles look so different from the adults? See here. These are the eggs, early tadpole which is growing from the tadpoles, late tadpoles and the adult frog. So the adult frog is quite different from the early tadpole. Okay, so this is the difference between the young ones and the adults. Similarly, the caterpillar, the pupa of silkworms look very different from the adult moth. So the features that are present in the adult are not found in these young ones. Then what happens to the tadpoles or the caterpillars thereafter? You must have seen a beautiful moth emerging out of the cocoon. In the case of tadpoles, they transform into the adults capable of jumping and swimming. The transformation of the larva into an adult through drastic changes is called metamorphosis. Means this kind of changes which is drastic in nature, it is called the This kind of changes is called as the metamorphosis. What about the changes that we observe in our body as we grow? Do you think we too undergo metamorphosis? Yes. In human beings, the body parts similar to those present in the adults are present from the time of birth. So this is all about the sexual reproduction. Then after, the second type of reproduction is asexual reproduction. So far, means till this time, we have learned about the reproduction in some familiar animals. But what about the very small animals like Hydra and microscopic organisms like Amoeba? Do you know how they reproduce? Let us find out. What is the exact meaning of this? Let us understand with this activity. Get a permanent slides of Hydra. Hydra is a one type of organism. Observe them using hand lens or a microscope. Look out for any bulges from the parent body. Count the number of bulges that you see in different slides. Also note the size of the bulges. Draw the diagram of Hydra and you can see it and compare it with the another figure. So in the Hydra, there may be one or more bulges. Bulges यानी कि यहाँ पे ये एक बल्ज निकला, ये दूसरा, इस तरीके से इसको क्या कहा जाता है? bulges. These bulges are the developing new individuals and they are called buds. Means this kind of bulges is called as buds. Okay. Recall the presence of buds in yeast. In Hydra, two the new individuals develop as outgrowths from a single parent. This type of reproduction in which only a single parent is involved is called the asexual reproduction. Try to understand, student. There is only a single parent is present in this type of reproduction. Means only one organism is there to reproduce by itself. While inside the animals, the two male and female animals are required to reproduce a new individual. So the type of reproduction in which only a single parent is involved is called as the asexual mode of reproduction. Since new individuals develop from the buds in the Hydra, this type of asexual reproduction is called budding, in which a small buds are reproduced through the asexual reproduction, and this type of reproduction is called as the budding. Another method of reproduction is asexual reproduction, which is observed inside the microscopic organism amoeba. Let us see how this happens. This is the basic figure of the amoeba. As we have learnt about the structure of the amoeba, we will recall that amoeba is a single cell organism, means it is a unicellular organism. It begins the process of reproduction by the division of its nucleus into two nuclei. So this is followed by a division of its body into two, each part receiving a nucleus. Means student, here the one amoeba is present and it is having a only single nucleus. But after the division of the amoeba, it split into the two nucleus and the new organism is starting to divide. So after a certain period, it divides into the two separate amoeba and they both are having a individual nucleus. Okay. So finally, two amoeba are produced from one parent amoeba. So this type of asexual mode of reproduction in which an animal reproduces by dividing into two individuals is called binary fission. So student, in a hydra, the budding process will reproduce the new individual, while in the amoeba, through the binary fission process, it will reproduce, in which an animal reproduce by dividing into the two individuals. Okay. Apart from budding and binary fission, there are other methods by which a single parent reproduces young ones. You will study about this in your higher classes. So, apart from the budding and the binary fission, there are other methods inside the plants through which the reproduction takes place. So, we will study it in another section or in a higher classes. So, students, your chapter reproduction in animals is over, and now we are focusing on the exercise portion in this lecture. Question number 1 is, explain the importance of reproduction in organism. So what is the importance of the reproduction in organism? First is, reproduction is essential for the continuation of the species. Means a one species is continue their generation for year and year with this reproduction method. Second is, it ensures the continuation of similar kinds of individuals generation after generation. Question number 2 is, describe the process of fertilization in human beings. What is the process of fertilization in human beings? First, it is a sexual mode of reproduction inside the human beings, in which male reproductive organs produces the sperms, which is a male gametes, while the female gametes produces the ova, means the eggs. And the sperms are ejected inside the female bodies where they fuse with ovum and forms the zygote. So student, the male reproductive organ produces the sperm, and the sperm ejected inside the female bodies where they fuse, means it is combined with the eggs and form the zygote, which is a type of internal fertilization. The zygote begins to develop into an embryo which attaches to the female uterus wall. So zygote is going to develop and it is converted into the young one after certain period of time. The embryo further multiplies into many cells and develops further into a small baby called fetus. So this embryo continues to multiply and divide and form into the many cells and develops further into a small baby called fetus. Okay. Question number 3. Choose the most appropriate answer. First is the internal fertilization occurs basically inside the female body. Okay. Second is, a tadpole develops into an adult frog by the process of metamorphosis. Okay. Third, the number of nuclei present in a zygote is only 1. It is a single celled organism, okay, present inside the female body. Question number 4, indicate whether the following statement are true or false. So student, please write here T and F word, okay. Do not write the right tick mark or wrong tick mark. It is a not appropriate method to give the answer of this kind of questions. A. Oviporous animals give birth to young ones. What is the answer? It is the false answer, because viviparous animals are giving birth to the young ones while the oviparous lay the eggs. Each sperm is a single cell. It is a true. It is a only single cell. Third is, external fertilization takes place inside the frog. External fertilization takes place inside the frog. It is a true statement. Then after, a new human individual develops from a cell called gamete. Gamete में से new individual form होते हैं. No, it will not from the gamete. It will form from the embryo. So student, here I will only discuss about the 4 to 5 true or false question. Other questions I will leave upon you. Question number 5. Give two difference between a zygote and a fetus. What is the difference between the zygote and the fetus? Zygote is a single cellular part, while the fetus is a multicellular, because fetus is having many parts of human body like ears, brain, lips, nose, skin. Many type of cells are associated with the fetus. So it is a multicellular part. Second is well-defined body parts are absent in zygote, whereas the foetus body parts can be identified. So this is the basic difference. Question number 6. Define the asexual reproduction and describe the two methods of asexual reproduction in animals. So which are the two processes that is considered in the asexual mode of reproduction? It is budding and binary fission. Basically, these are the two processes that we studied earlier in this lecture, and give the definition of asexual reproduction, or a type of reproduction in which only one parent is involved in the reproduce offspring. It is called asexual reproduction. Okay. Question number 7. In which female reproductive organ does the embryo get embedded? It is a uterus wall. Okay. Question number 8. What is metamorphosis and give its example? So what is the meaning of metamorphosis? It is the conversion or the transformation of the larva into an adult through the drastic changes is called metamorphosis. Metamorphosis is a biological process which involves sudden and abrupt changes in the body structure of animal by cell growth and differentiation. It is generally observed in amphibians and insects. So basically, in a simple words, metamorphosis means a sudden and the abrupt change in the body parts of the animal by cell growth. Done? Question number 9. Differentiate between internal and the external fertilization. Internal fertilization means the fusion of male and female gametes takes place inside the body. Okay, so male and female gametes takes place inside the body, while the fusion of male and female gametes takes place outside the body. It is called external type of fertilization. So in the internal fertilization, less number of eggs are produced, while in the external fertilization, large number of eggs are produced. In internal fertilization, what are the examples? Cow, dog, human, etc. While in the external, frog and fishes are there. Question number 10. This is a very interesting game of the crossword puzzle using the hints given below. तो ये hints के ऊपर से आपको complete crossword puzzle जो है वो solve करना है. So student, I will leave this question upon to you. Please solve this. It is a very exciting puzzle. Suppose if I will take this example, 6th number, the type of fertilization in hen, it is a across type of puzzle. The type of fertilization in hen, external fertilization 6. Okay, so you should write internal fertilization. That's it. So here your exercise is about over. So hope students you will enjoy this session. Here our chapter is going to end. Chapter number 9, reproduction in animals. Exercise is also over. So I request all the students to write down this exercise in your fair book. Okay. It is very good to you that you should list out the question from the exercise and write down the answers for the examination. Right. So thank you very much all the students. Stay blessed. We will meet in next lecture.